Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, the act of prayer and the act of creating art are, well, the exact same thing? I know it sounds a little out there, but stick with me. Today, we're going to dive into this incredible idea that our everyday actions, when we fill them with real intention, become both a prayer and our own personal masterpiece.
So let me ask you this. When you think of prayer, what comes to mind? Maybe a quiet moment at a shrine? And art, something that hangs in a fancy museum, right? Well, the perspective we're exploring today is going to completely flip that on its head.
All right, so first things first, we have to totally redefine what we even mean by the word prayer. This isn't about religion or any specific tradition. It's about something much more fundamental, the nature of our own intention.
Now, this is where it gets really cool, and it all comes down to a beautiful little nuance in the Japanese language. So on the left, you see the typical word for prayer, pronounced inori. Pretty standard. But look at the one on the right. It's also pronounced inori, but the characters are different. They literally break down to mean to ride on your will or to ride on your intent. You see the shift? It's not just a thing you do. It's a way of being, where every single action is powered by your focused will. And the source material is super clear about this. If you're just going through the motions, following the rules, but there's no real feeling behind it, it's just a game. It's like saying thank you in a totally flat voice with an empty heart. Yeah, the words are there, but the meaning, the intent, it's just gone.
So it really doesn't matter how many times you go to a shrine or how perfectly you say a phrase. What truly matters is the depth, the sincerity of your why. It's all about the quality of the thought that you are riding on.
Okay, so if prayer is really all about intention, that leads to a pretty mind-blowing conclusion. Basically, any part of your life can become a prayer. Let's take a look at what that actually means.
This just breaks down all the old walls, doesn't it? Prayer is no longer something you have to set aside time for, like an appointment you keep. Nope. It's a constant state of being that you can tap into anywhere, anytime.
And this, right here, this is the heart of the whole idea. The way you talk to a coworker, the care you put into making dinner, the focus you bring to your job, all of it becomes an expression of your will, of your intent. All of it is your prayer.
So the goal isn't just to do prayer anymore. It's to become it. To become a prayer person, where your very presence in the world is an intentional act, a kind of constant broadcast of your inner state. Okay, so our intent is the fuel, right? But how does that fuel actually create things in the real world? Well, the source calls this process a kind of alchemy. But we're not talking about turning lead into gold. It's something way more powerful.
I just love this redefinition. Alchemy is the practical magic of taking an idea, something that only exists in your mind, and through your own effort and creativity, making it real.
And this lays it out so simply. It all starts with imagination, right? The vision. Then comes the ingenuity. That's the hard work, the learning, the trial and error. And what's the result? Creation. Something totally new exists in the world that wasn't there before, all because of you.
And this is where we connect the final piece of the puzzle. If our intentional action is a prayer, and that action creates something real, then what is that creation? Well, it's art.
We tend to put art way up on a pedestal. We think it's just for the super talented, something to be admired from a distance in a quiet gallery. But this philosophy says no way. It completely rejects that narrow view.
This is such a game changer. It means your life isn't just a list of tasks you have to get through. It's a canvas. Art is your expression, and every single expression becomes your work of art. You are the artist, and everything you do is your work. Just think about it. The elegance of a well-written email, the creativity you use to solve a tough problem at work, the love you bake into a meal for your family. Every single one of those is a unique expression of you. And that means every single one is a piece of art. So let's bring this all together. We've redefined prayer as pure intent, and we've redefined art as any expression of that intent. What on earth does that mean for you and for the world around you?
What this means is that engaging with art is really about engaging with your own heart. When you start treating your actions as art, you have to connect with your own deepest intentions. Your entire life becomes this incredible, evolving work of art, this lifelong chance to learn and grow.
And there it is, the final, beautiful equation. Your intent becomes your expression. Your prayer becomes your art. They're one and the same.
And honestly, this might be the most powerful part of it all. The quality of your inner world, your heart, your intention, your prayer, it doesn't just stay locked up inside you. It resonates, it vibrates outward, and actually starts to shape the reality you experience. You are literally creating your world from the inside out.
So, as you go about the rest of your day, the question isn't if you'll create art. You will. The real question is, what kind of art will you create? What masterpiece will your actions paint today? What will your intention bring into the world?